Hello and welcome to the lesson. Okay, as always, let us begin by seeing as to what the question requires of us. It says, the reference to the complaint of several centuries ago that powerful memory and extemporaneous eloquence were being destroyed plays which one of the following roles in the argument? Okay, so whatever you see here, the reference, right? Something has been referred, the reference to whatever, okay? The reference to all of this, okay? This plays which one of the roles in the argument? So basically, you see these lines definitely in here, and you want to know as to what role is played by this in this argument. What is the role? Okay, now that we know what we're looking for, let us go ahead and read the argument. So, let's first try to see if we can find the same thing. This one, whether we can find it here. If you look here, it says, several centuries ago, powerful memory, extemporaneous eloquence, okay, were being destroyed. You see the exact lines in here? So we need to see as to what role is being played by these. Okay, so let's read the whole thing. It says, it is now a common complaint that the electronic media have corroded the intellectual skills required and fostered by the literary media. But several centuries ago, the complaint was that certain intellectual skills, such as the powerful memory and extemporaneous eloquence that were intrinsic to oral culture, were being destroyed by the spread of literacy. So, what awaits us is probably a mere alteration of the human mind rather than its devolution. Okay, look. What you see here is that, hey, there is a common complaint. Okay, what is the complaint? A common complaint. Okay, the complaint is that, hey, if you use electronic media, that's gonna make you kind of dumb. Okay, that's gonna make you lose your skills. Okay, so your intellect will go down. That's what it says. And then you see the word but. Okay, so that's important, that when you see but, you can see that it's kind of going something to the opposite of that. That also tells you what role it is playing. Okay, and then it says with several centuries ago, the complaint was that, hey, if you go from oral to a place where people were literate, which means that you were kind of now writing things down. Okay, so he said that you were losing skills like memory and extemporaneous eloquence. Okay, you were losing these. Okay, that's what it says. But it kind of assumes that, hey, look, when we shifted from oral to a written culture, well, it wasn't a loss as such, it wasn't a devolution, it was only an alteration, it was only a change. So what he's trying to say here is that by giving this example, okay, of a change that does not result in devolution, and the author therefore is trying to say that, hey, even the use of electronic media is not going to lower the intellect, it will just alter it. Okay, so now we know that this line here, right, the line that we're looking at, this one, several centuries, hey, he says that, hey, there was a complaint like how you're making the complaint now. There was a complaint several centuries ago, but hey, we saw that it did not cause a loss, it only caused a change. Okay, so now that we understand this, let's go ahead and look at the options. Right. So what we know is that the role played here is that it is giving you an example of a change in the past, right? When we went from oral to written, okay? And it says that, hey, it's not so bad after all. That's what it's saying. It's not so bad. You know, it's possible for the mind to still retain its abilities and intellectual skills. It's just a change. Now, once you understand this, picking the right answer is really easy. Look at the options, okay? Instead of calling it evidence, right? It's better for it to be called an example, and you see that in only options B and C, okay? And then when you look at option C, you can see here that it says an example of a cultural change that did not necessarily have a detrimental effect on the human mind overall. Okay, so we have the answer. It is C.